There's one last rigging tool we haven't touched on, and that's this tool here, the Sketch Bones tool. This is a really nice, easy tool to use for cases like the tail on this cat here. I'm just going to select the root bone to make sure the tail is parented to it. And then all I have to do is draw where I want the tail to go. And it automatically creates a chain of bones. Up here you can specify the length of the bones in the chain that it creates. More smaller bones will let you make finer curves in whatever you're modifying, but make sure the shape itself has enough points to allow it to actually make those kinds of curves and bends. It's a good idea to make sure there's a control point on either side of the joint between any two bones. Then let's bind the tail layer by selecting it, and then selecting the sketch bones and going to Bone, Use Selected Bones for flexi binding. Now, when we come out on the timeline, we can see the real power of the Sketch Bone tool. Trying to manipulate a chain of bones like this with the Manipulate Bone tool and inverse kinematics would be quite a nightmare. But with the Sketch Bones tool, if we want to put the tail in a new position, we just draw it out. This makes it really easy to put the curve in whatever shape we want. And you can start the redrawing at any point on the curve that you want. So to animate with this, you can just go along your timeline and basically treat it kind of like hand-drawn animation and just draw a new pose wherever you need it. Now you can see by the red guideline that the total length of the tail is going to be the same when I go to redraw it. But if you check Scale Bones up here, you can make it however long or short you want. Of course, if you're going to do that, you might want to go to your bone constraint settings and enable squash and stretch scaling. Except on the base bone, I want that to stay the same width. Then when you draw the tail shorter or longer, it automatically squashes and stretches. So whenever you have a character with a long tail or appendages like this, using the Sketch Bones tool is definitely the way to go. So that concludes our look at the rigging and animation features we'll be using over the rest of the course. Next, we're going to be applying everything we've learned so far and step by step go through the process of rigging a character and animating a scene. We'll start that process in the next video. I'll see you there.